This is Polyphonic Press. The podcast where two music fans pick a classic album completely at random.
All right, hey, welcome to Polyphonic Press. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
And I'm John Van Dyke.
And let's not waste any time. We've got the patented random album generator right in front of us here. So let's hit the button and see what album we're going to be listening to this week. And the album we're going to be listening to is The Streets, original Pirate Material.
Okay.
Vaguely aware of the band name, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, here is a description of the album. It says, Originate Pirate Material is the groundbreaking 2002 debut album from British music project The Streets, brainchild of singer-producer Mike Skinner. Recorded largely at home in a Brixton room, it fuses elements of UK garage, electronic beats, and hip-hop rhythms into a style that wasn't quite like anything else at the time. What really sets the album apart is Skinner's voice, conversational, candid, and distinctly British. He delivers vivid, witty, and deeply human vignettes about everyday life. Nights out, being skint, relationships, drinking, club culture, and the ups and downs of youth, with sharp humor and emotional honesty. Critically acclaimed on release and now seen as a defining record of its era, Original Pirate Material helped bring UK garage and local storytelling into the mainstream, winning plaudits for its originality, charm, and raw portrayal of working-class UK life.
Okay,
so this album was released on March 25th, 2002. And the genres are UK garage, grime music, electronic dance music, alternative hip-hop, electronica, hip-hop, and pop. And was produced by Mike Skinner and released on Locked On Records and 679. And there are 14 tracks on the album, and it was primarily released on CD. So I guess we'll listen to the first 7 and then listen to the next 7. So if you're listening along, which we do encourage you to do, the album starts with the song "Turn the Page," and if you will listen until the song "It's Too Late." So if you want to listen to that point, we'll pause halfway through and have a discussion at the halfway point. Okay, here we go. Here's the first song on the album, "Turn the Page." So here we go.
That's it, turn the page on the day, walk away. Cause there's sense in what I say. I'm 45th generation Roman, but I don't know them or care when I'm spitting. So return to your sitting position and listen, it's fitting. And I'm miles ahead and they chase me. Show your face on TV, then we'll see. You can't do half, my crew laughs at your rhubarb and custard verses. You rain down curses, but I'm waving your hearses driving by. Streets riding high with the beats in the sky. All stare, eyes glazed, garage burned down, the fire raged for 40 days and in 40 ways. But through the blaze they see it fade, the sea of black, the beaming heat on their faces. Then a figure emerges from the wastage, eyes transfixed with a piercing gaze. One hand clutching his sword raised to the sky. They wonder how, they wonder why. The sky turns white, it all becomes clear. They felt lifted from their fears. They shed tears in the light after 6 dark years. Young bold soldiers, the fire burns, cracks and smoulders. 5 years older and wiser, the fires are burning on fire, never tire. Slay warriors in the forest.
And ending the first half of the album with It's Too Late. This is really interesting. So I've been reading about it, and when I first saw the description of the album, and it said that it was like garage. I was expecting like a garage rock kind of thing. but apparently UK garage is sort of a subgenre of electronic music. It's a totally different thing. Yeah, but it's interesting. It's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not what I was expecting when I first heard that description. But it's almost like the way that I would describe it is, it's almost like typical, like maybe American rap music. It's sort of flows, and that's sort of why they call it a flow, and it flows with the music, and it has a certain rhythm to it. This is almost like spoken word, and they recorded the vocals first and then put music underneath it.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure what came first, the lyrics or the music. It's, if I listen with that in mind, it might come to me. Yeah, I don't know. It is interesting. I've got a lot of respect for just the sort of a different approach to music that this guy seems to have. Like, it just sounds like even the music behind it is just so very different than what you would expect from like rap or even electronic music or something like that. It's got this very different thing. That said, I don't know if it's for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling the same way. It is interesting, and I don't like you said, I do respect what he's doing, but yeah, it is a bit hard to connect with it. It's a bit I don't know. It's almost like I'm trying to think of his name. He's another UK electronic music producer. Fatboy Slim. I like his music because it's there's some funkiness about it, and I don't know if this is just because it's so. It might just because it's something that I've never really paid much attention to, that I don't know that much about. I'm not familiar with it, is why I'm having a hard time connecting with it. I don't really know. It is cool, and it is cool that he's doing this, but it's, yeah, you're right. It is hard to sort of get into it.
That's kind of where I'm at. It's definitely something that's outside of something that I would normally listen to, and I'm really trying to, find something that connects me to it, but I'm having a hard time finding it. And I'm finding a lot of things that are very interesting about it. I'm finding a lot of things that are, unique and cool, but again, I don't think it wasn't made with me in mind for sure. But that's okay.
Yeah, and that's sort of what I was saying about like the vocals and the music sort of being disconnected from each other. And that's what I was saying, like American hip hop, especially classic American hip hop, like Run DMC and even some of the early gangster rap like NWA, and this, it's sort of like, and that music was like, American rap music is, like I said, it has a flow to it. So, you maybe start with a beat, and maybe you sample a beat from a song that has a drum break, or maybe you make the beat from a drum machine, but you start with a beat and maybe some minimal instruments, and you sort of create the rhythm, the rhyme to that rhythm. But this feels like the spoken word, whatever he wrote was written, and then he just created the music. It's like he had both the music and the vocals separately, and he just tried to sort of find like the track that would work with the vocals. It's sort of, so it feels like it's hard to, like, the rhythm of his vocals aren't really matching the music. And I think that's what's sort of hard for me to grab onto. It's sort of like music that's disconnected from each other.
Yeah, I don't know if I found it like quite like that, but yeah, it does seem a little on the disjointed side. Like the rhythms are odd, and then his speaking rhythm is a little bit. It's got an odd rhythm to itself, and yeah, when you put the two together, it sometimes seems like it clashes. But I was kind of surprised at how it's like they match each other by not matching.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if that's intentional. It could be intentional, but I'm just saying it feels like that's how it was done. It feels like they were sort of made separately without each other in mind. But I don't know if it's intentional. It's like it's intended to sound that way, but because it sounds that way, it's hard for me to sort of grasp. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, and if that's intentional, that's cool. And like I said, respect what you're doing, trying something new, just not quite connecting with it. It's okay. I mean, not every album, and it has happened before where the second half has sort of surprised us. So that very well could happen as well here. But you never know. But yeah, for the first half anyway, it's not quite what I was expecting with the garage label. Discovered that UK garage is actually a subgenre of electronic music. But I did manage to find some interesting facts about the album. And this, I do respect what he's doing, because it was entirely DIY and bedroom produced. Mike Skinner, that's the guy, his pseudonym is The Streets. That's his the name that he goes by. Mike Skinner recorded and mixed almost the whole album in his rented house in Brixton, South London, using just a laptop and basic home gear. He even created a makeshift vocal booth by stuffing a wardrobe with duvets and mattresses to control the sound, long before bedroom production became a common creative path for artists. So he's sort of a trailblazer in making music with just a laptop. Yeah, back in 2001, 2002.
Which is, again, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that he had it came out on an indie label, but the fact that he had any success doing that is, back then, before, I mean, the internet was around, but it's not like it is today where you can just put your music up and someone will discover it. At that point, you still had to put it out on record and see if it went anywhere. And that was sort of the last days of that. But still, you still had to have some buzz around you. And number 2 is the cover photo has its own story. The striking album cover isn't random. It's a photograph called Towering Inferno by German artist Ruth Blies Luxemburg. It shows Kestrel House, a tower block on City Road in East London. The image reflects the everyday urban life the album captures in its music and lyrics. And it is an appropriate album cover, sort of.
Yeah, I thought it suited it pretty well, actually.
And number 3, it's sort of a unique British voice in hip hop, and it's sort of what we were saying is, rather than mimicking American hip hop flows, Skinner used his natural British accent and conversational delivery, making his lyrics sound more like storytelling than traditional rap. This was unusual at the time, and helped establish his distinctive voice in British music. And that is kind of cool. It is cool. Like, I think it is interesting. It is unique to sort of have that voice.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with his voice. It's again, it's a British take on a music style that actually has its roots pretty well rooted in the US. Not that, there haven't been, rappers in the UK and stuff like that, but this really did sort of it's a bit of a trailblazer. Maybe I don't know how many British rappers came before this. I think there was probably a few, but it was something in 2002. This got to have been, because it was such a phenomenon that, like in the 80s and early 90s, I'm sure it got over across the pond in one form or another.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, no, hip hop was huge in the UK. Yeah, even in the beginnings, in the 80s, it was pretty big. Yeah, and there are quite a few British rappers that you wouldn't really know that they were British because they are mimicking the sort of American style. But yeah, he just decided to do something totally different from it. But it's
I guess maybe it's that style that he sort of pioneered, using the actual British accent and dialect in, without trying to alter it. And I think that's partly why it comes off as sort of like spoken word. But I guess a lot of rap is basically spoken word anyway.
It is, but it's also, it is spoken word, but again, like it has the rhythm that goes with the music, right? Whereas this, but he's using that sort of London Cockney accent. It gives it some sort of like London street credibility that, that is very important in hip hop, I think. He's just talking about his streets in London rather than, New York or something. But the next fact is it was influenced by film and culture. Some of the album's songs drew inspiration from unexpected places. For example, Turn the Page was influenced by the 2000 film Gladiator. Skinner blended British and global cultural elements into his songwriting, giving the album a narrative depth that went beyond party tracks. And yeah, look, some of the lyrics that he's writing, I do think are pretty cool. And sort of talking about like the imagery that he's sort of creating about London, I do think that is kind of cool, even if it's not quite connecting with me. Like some of the lyrics are kind of interesting as well.
No, actually, the stuff he was sort of rapping about is sort of, again, unique to his area, or at least the terms that he's using are definitely unique to his area. And he's, like there was Geezers Need Excitement. I thought that was a pretty
violence, common sense, simple common sense. Geezers need excitement. If their lives don't provide them this, they incite violence. Common sense, simple common sense. Out the club about 3 to the takeaway. The shit in a tray merchants. Shop's got a special perchant for the disorderly. Geezers looking ordinary and a few looking leery. Ships fly round to the sound of the latest chart entry. An incendiary, waiting to blast. No arm with a contest, who can throw the furthest? Behind the counter they look nervous, but carry on cutting the finest cuts of chicken from the big spinning stick. Then overflies a chip, flips and hits you on the back. You spin round on the attack. Fuck you playing at. He looks like a Cheshire cat, almost falls down. Your frowns and Superman eye lasers don't even register. By now you want to lever this twat, and forever you're gonna regret that, your choice of path. So mash his head up and your girl's now fed up. But stop to think and it's never gonna be the Jackie Chan scene it could have been to end up. Geezers need excitement. If their lives don't provide them this, they incite violence. Common sense, simple common sense. Geezers need excitement. If their lives don't provide them this, they incite violence. Common sense, simple common sense. So you owe someone money, subbing Scotty.
Pointing out how people who don't have excitement in their lives will create it through chaos.
Yeah, that is true. And I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it too.
And number 5, the last one, is critical acclaim and legacy beyond the charts. Though it initially peaked at number 12 on the UK charts, original pirate material gained even more recognition over time, especially after the Street's follow-up success. It's been widely celebrated by critics and has appeared on decade-end best album lists, notable for its influence on UK garage, hip hop, and British music storytelling. So there you go. I mean, it does have influences, it has been, people have cited as an influence. That does, just because it's not connecting with us doesn't mean it's not a valid form of art or anything like that. Yeah, so those are some interesting facts about the album. But I guess we'll get back into the second side, or the second half rather, and it starts with the song Too Much Brandy. So here we go.
Smell of good earthy herbs makes my nerves shudder. But where were you that cold December? Cause we were in the crash upper, spending guilders. Central station charged up like Scarface. Amsterdam ain't a nice place, off your face. We enter the race. Walk down, been there before. Done that, no joy. If you're bored, let's go see Roy. Get fucked up with the boys. Calvin, Schmalvin, I'm well within my limit. Oh, hang on a minute, these mushrooms just kicked in. Think I might be finished. The ball game heads were the worst. For what it's worth, I might just fall off the edge of the earth. Brain's kinda surfing now. We wander down darkened pathways in a daze. Why?
You want to buy any cocaine, boy?
Am I paranoid?
Yes, you're paranoid!
Charlie, darling, please save me. This is raving. Take me home to my baby. 2 bags of mushrooms, room's mushed up and I need a cradle.
In its own little way, my body was trying to say that you'd better stop drinking brandy. In its own little way, my body was trying to say that you'd better stop drinking brandy.
Okay, and ending the album with Stay Positive. Yeah, I don't... The second half was a little more interesting. It had a little more rhythm to the voice, I think, but it was still a bit disconnected for me. But there were some interesting moments, I think, in there with the music. Yeah, I'm still not sure how I feel about it, to be honest.
Yeah, I can't say that the second half changed my opinion of it on the other side. I still respect it. I still think there's a lot of interesting things going on. I still think it's groundbreaking in a lot of ways. Again, it's just not meant with me in mind. I can appreciate it for what it is, though.
Yeah, I respect him for what he's doing, respect the art form that he's creating. He's creating sort of a new sort of thing in hip hop, but yeah, the second half, there was some interest. I think I like that last track, Stay Positive, because it is more like a traditional hip hop sort of thing.
Souls, and when the blues unfold it gets cold, solids burn holes. You're going mad, perhaps you always were, but when things was good you just didn't care. This is called irony. When you most need to get up you got no energy. Time and time shit'll happen, the dark shit's unwrapping, but no one's listening. Your mates are laughing, your brethren's fucking, and then you start hating. Your stomach starts churning and your mind starts turning to smoke another draw. It won't matter no more, but the next day still feels sore. Rain taps on your window, always did though, but you didn't hear it when things was so-so. You're on your own now, your little zone. You were born alone and believe me, you'll die alone. Weed becomes a chore, you want the buzz back, so you follow the others on to smack.
Just trying to stay positive. Just trying to stay positive. Just trying to stay positive. Just trying to stay positive.
Feels nice and still. Good thing about
that was probably my favorite track if I had to pick. That was probably the one that I would pick. But other than that, yeah, it's hard to sort of connect with it really. But I'm not sure. I don't know if it's something that I would need to listen to again. And maybe it's something that on first listen, it's because it is quite different than anything that I have heard. So I don't know if like another listen something will click for me. I'm not sure. Because like I said, I do respect what he's trying to do. And it's not like, it's not like G.G. Allen where he's, throwing feces into the audience. Like it's right. He's not being antagonistic to his audience or anything like that. He's, I know that's a weird,
I'm sorry,
comparison.
G.G. Allen's just quite an enigma.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But you know what I mean? Like he's not, he's earnest in what he's trying to do. Like he's not trying to shock anybody. He's not trying to, he's just trying to make his art. So I don't know if like another listen, taking another pass at it will something will click for me. And I'm just having this reaction because it's just not what I was expecting and not what I'm used to. But I don't know. Having said that, what do you think would be your 3 highlights on the album?
The most interesting songs? Let's see here. There was some pretty good ones in the later half too, but there was a couple I liked in the first half too. So, I thought Geezers Need Excitement. I've mentioned that one. Don't Mug Yourself, probably. I thought that one was pretty funny. And the irony of it all was also kind of funny.
Yeah. See, that one is interesting to me, the irony of it all, because if I had to pick 2 tracks, I would say that one and Stay Positive. Stay Positive for the music. I like the beat in that one. And the irony of it all, I like the back and forth. I like that the music changed depending on who was talking, whether it was like the street kid or I think it was a cop they were trying to do, like or an authority figure anyway. So I like that the music, it was very cinematic. So I like that. So yeah, that would be one of mine. Stay Positive would be my other. And yeah, probably Geezers Need Excitement. That would be mine as well. I thought that was kind of funny. And so I think I know the answer, but would you listen to this album again?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I kind of feel like I might need to, but it's not something I think I'd ever put on for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm interested to see, like, I think I would listen to it just to see if there's something that I'm missing on the first pass. But like my first reaction for this is I probably wouldn't, it's not immediately like, yeah, I got to listen to this again because it's so good. I should listen to this because maybe there's something I'm missing. Yes, I agree. So I guess we'll end the episode there. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, we would love to hear from you. If you want to drop us a line, you can do that by going to polyphonicpress.com/contact. And you can, while you're on the website, you can get all the episodes that we've done so far. And if you want to help out the show, you can do that by clicking the support link in the description as well. And any bit of any donation helps, big or small, whatever you want to give. And I think that just about does it. I'm Jeremy Boyd.
I'm John Van Dyke.
Take it easy.